superstars, welcome to Goal Mastery. I am so excited for you guys. You have no idea. I mean, maybe you do, but goal setting is this massive passion of mine, and the life that I've been extraordinarily lucky and blessed to live and extraordinarily excited about is a life created by design, not by chance. So the fact that you're here to learn how to design your dream life, that you're committed to, it may seem a bit woo-woo, it may seem a bit far-fetched to go, I just write stuff down, what I want, and it happens. No, that's not the end of the strategy. It's not you write it down and it happens. You write it down, you create a plan, and then you work really, really goddamn hard to make it happen. But that does work. When you do all of those steps and you put in action and you put in the work, you actually can achieve anything you want in life. And I don't know if you believe that yet or not. That's okay. I just need you to be open to the idea of that. And anyone that you look up to in your world, it might be dressage riders or horse riders in general, Olympians, it might be different Olympians, Michael Phelps, it might be Richard Branson or successful business people. It really doesn't matter who they are. I guarantee you they are there because they had a goal, they worked out a plan on how to get them there, and then they worked really hard. Simple 3-step process. So for you to be here and work on this 3-step process, I'm really, really thrilled to have you here. And I have so much to teach you. I have so much passion about this subject and so much that works and so many cool exercises that I can't just wait. I'm like, can we start? Can we start? So you're here. Welcome. You will be challenged in this course, as all of my courses are set to do. They're set to challenge you. They're set to change you. I know the C word might be scary for you. Please don't ask me to change. But change is the only way you're going to get a different result. What you have been doing in your life has got you to the point where you're at right now. If the point where you're at you're not happy with, then we're going to have to change something to get you to a different point where you will be happy. So I'll support you along the way. I might be harsh sometimes, I might be nice some other times, but please know everything I say and everything we do in these exercises is done with a strong heart and a strong commitment to getting you to where you want to go. All right, so let's get into it. Exercise 1, turn to page 6, and you're going to see a really cool wheel there. That wheel is called the Wheel of Life, and it's something that you always have to keep front and center in your mind when you're setting goals and when you're looking to achieve and live an extraordinary life and an extraordinary existence. My father died recently. Don't worry, he was 83, he lived a great life, he lived an extraordinary life actually. And he had cancer, so there was many opportunities to sit with him on his deathbed. And we had great conversations and great philosophy talks on different things. And I said to him, are you happy? Did you have a life well lived? And he said, absolutely. I had my health all the way up until this point. I had lots of adventure and travel. He loved to ski and he skied the world, and he did a lot of skiing. You get it free or cheaper when you're over 70, and he really took advantage of that. He was always going to Europe, and he said, every year I ski I'm going to stay an extra week because I'm still skiing. And he was 76 and 77 and he's still skiing, and he was having a grand old time. So he had a lot of travel, a lot of adventure. He was married. Gosh, I don't know how long my mother and him, he met her, probably 45. So a good 45 years they were married. And he had 2 kids who turned out okay. So he had his family. He had his work was his absolute passion. I don't think you'd say he worked a day in his life because he was very passionate. He had a taxi empire, we used to call it, and he was really into saving the taxis and saving the taxi industry. And it wasn't just for him and his business. He very much saw himself having to save the taxi world for all of Australia. So he had a lot of passion and meaning behind what he did every day, and he just had a very nice, well-rounded life. So what I want you to do is to go, okay, how's this wheel looking for you. So when you look at this wheel, you'll see that there's 8 categories. These 8 categories are everything that you need to consider and think about, and there might be more. That's why there's an other section. I know that I'm not going to say your life resorts to this, but something my father was very passionate about and always used to yell at me about was don't be single-minded. Don't just go after your dressage gold medal and abandon your family or abandon your work or abandon your health. Don't just be all about your health and I'm going to eat like this and I'm going to exercise like this and not go to work and not think about your family. And you know, he was very much, he was against goals because he thought it made you single-minded and it made you lose focus in other areas. And I said, no, I set goals in all areas. No, Natasha, that's not possible. We had a good banter about that. But if you set goals in all of these 8 areas, you will live this well-rounded life. So obviously your health is so important. If you don't have your health, you can't really do anything. You can set all the goals you want in your writing or in your business or in your career or whatever you want, but if you're lying in bed or you're dead, you're not going to get that. So health is really important. Then personal development. If you're not green and growing, you're ripe and rotting. So you've absolutely got to grow. You've got to learn. You've got to develop as a person. Like every year, I just want to look back on the year. The first thing I do is I go, am I a better human on the 31st of December 2000 and whatever than I was 31st of December the previous year? Did I grow? Did I get lessons? Did I learn from those lessons? Did I become a better person? Was I more compassionate? Was I more helpful? Whatever it was, how did I grow as a person? So personal development's really important. Then we've got, you know, your hobby, which might be writing, might be something else. So having a hobby is important, and obviously some kind of adventure, lifestyle and adventure. Maybe you like to go out to fancy dinners. Maybe you like to I know my favourite dinner on the planet is a burger. I just love burgers. Whatever it is for you, you want to make sure you have that. And what kind of adventure are you bringing into your lifestyle? Are you, rock climbing? Are you? It doesn't have to be adrenaline sports, but are you seeing new things? Are you exploring new things? Are you having variety? Is the spice of life, having that kind of action in your life? Then obviously we've got your business or your career, whichever, if you're working for someone, your career and what your ascension in that career is and what your career goals are and where you want to progress and what you want to do with your life in terms of that. Or if you have your own business, how does that look and what's going on there? And we've also got your contribution. So some people like to give to charities, some people like to volunteer at soup kitchens, some people like to, I'm not going to put a label around how you should volunteer or how you should contribute or how you should help, but study after study after study after study shows the more you help, the more you look outside of yourself and your problems and go to help others, you actually live a much better life and you live a much happier life. So it's very important that we do that, and obviously that's, if you're not interested in that, there's that other category. I know spirituality is very big in it for a lot of people, so that's definitely something that's very important to you, to live a well-rounded life, to have that spiritual aspect and to have, everything that goes along with that. And we've also got family or relationships. So that might be the relationship you have with your husband or wife or a loved one. You've got your relationship with your family, your mother, your father, your sisters, your brothers, your cousins, your uncles, your aunties, your kids, all that kind of family dynamic that you've got there with the relationships. And you've also got your friend relationships. Who are your close friends? Who are the people you can trust? Who are the people you can rely on? And then you've also got wealth. Wealth is important. I mean, we can be all spiritual about it, but having money is important, to have a roof over your head, to buy food, to be able to afford the adventures, to be able to do a lot of things that we want to do in life. So we have to make sure that we've got that aspect of life covered. You can't be setting goals in one area if you're $500,000 in debt and you're worried they're going to take your house. So it's very important that we have our financial goals to round out that whole picture. Now, if you look at that wheel and you go, all right, if I was to fill out that wheel with 0 being in the center of the spoke and 0 meaning I don't have any of that in my life, let's say we're looking at wealth or finances, you go, okay, yeah, I'm in debt, I don't actually have any money, or 10 being you have all the money that you want on the planet, or let's say in your riding, 0 might be I really want to ride but I've never actually ridden a horse, I don't have my own horse and I don't have anywhere to go for lessons, 10 meaning that you've got 20 gold medals and you're the best rider on the planet. Whatever it is for you, I just want you to think about that and fill out the wheel of where you currently are. So how is your life financially? How is your life personally? How are you as a human? Do you handle your emotions? Do you help others? Are you calm thinking? Do you not sweat? I mean, and that's putting my map on it. I'm not going to say who you think, just how do you rate yourself personally? How do you rate your health? Like, are you vibrant and energetic and healthy and blood pressure's great and everything's perfect? Or are you couch potato and like whatever it is? How's your health? How's your relationships with your loved one, with your family, with your friends? Go around the wheel and just give yourself, and there's no right or wrong. Don't sit there for 2 hours going, oh, is it a 6 or is it a 5? I don't know. It's like a 30-second exercise. Just guess. And because when you guess, it comes from you. I would guess a different number to you, so that would be my personal number for me, and this is your personal number for you. So just go ahead now, don't think about too much about it, and just fill out where you are on that wheel. Now, if you're like most people, your wheel is not a beautiful balanced wheel, which means life is a little bit bumpy for you. So your wheel might look like this, or like this, which means life is bumpy. You're not going on this beautifully well good journey. And you'll notice the things that you've been prioritizing, the things that you're putting a lot of attention to is closer to the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and the things that you don't like to think about and the things that you keep procrastinating about and the things you don't like to think about and do are 2, 3, and 4. Now, in order to have this extraordinary existence and in order to live a well-rounded life and be happy on our deathbed, we need to get this wheel round and we need to get it closer to all of them, 8, 9, and 10. So what I want you to do now is go to page 7 and 8, and I want you to write out what we're looking to achieve. What is a perfect 10 for you? What is a perfect 10 in health? For one person, it might be to run a marathon. For someone else, it might be I weigh a certain number. For someone else, it might be that I can fit into size 8 breeches or whatever it is. Now, that's okay, but let's make it really fleshed out. Is it only to fit into a size 8 breech? Because I also know lots of people that are a small size but are actually very unhealthy. They can't run, they eat badly, they probably have high cholesterol, and they're not going to live to 100. So it's better, you can definitely have the size in there, but that's why there's quite a lot of lines. I want you to really flesh out what a perfect 10 is to you in regards to your health. So is it healthy from the inside or not, inside and out? You love eating fruit and vegetables that nourish your body. You don't like to eat fatty and sugary processed food. That you only drink water and you absolutely love to give yourself 2 to 3 litres of water a day. Is it that you can run for 3K and not feel tired? Is it that you go to the gym and you do weights, or you do yoga, or you do Pilates? As I'm getting older, I realise, oh wow, flexibility really disappears when you get older, doesn't it? When I think of, I could do the splits and touch my head to the back of my head when I was like 15, 16, 18, 20. Now, you got to work to get that to happen. So the flexibility needs to be worked on. When you roll those joints, you can see how practiced I am with it. But with a foam roller, you roll on it, your ITB joints or whatever. Oh, that's not the right word. This is not a health course, but you're getting pain and sore joints and sore this. Well, that's not what a perfect 10 health looks like. So I just really want you to brainstorm and get into your picture of, okay, well, what is a perfect 10 in health? What is a perfect 10 for writing? What is a perfect 10 for my business or my career or my finances? So you've got this picture of what you want your life to look like and what you want to achieve in your life. I'm not saying that it has to be perfect, and I'm not saying that this is a guarantee that you'll get it. And I know you're going, oh, well, a perfect 10 would be to have $2 million, but I'll never get $2 million, so I'll just write $20,000. If that's what it is for you, a perfect 10 in your finances would mean that there's $2 million in the bank, or that you own a $2 million house that you don't owe to the bank, whatever it is, write it down for you. This is the best thing about goal setting. I don't know about you, but I wasn't a very good student at school. So I would always be like, well, what's the right answer? And you're looking over trying to cheat, going, what's the right answer? In goal setting, no one else's answer is your right answer. Only your answer is the correct one. And even if it's completely different to everyone else in the room, if it's your answer, it's the right one for you. And as long as you haven't listened to fear and doubt and that can't happen for me, all those stupid voices in your head, get rid of them for this exercise. They can come later. We'll address all those concerns later. But for right now, I want you to just step into fantasy land and go, okay, what is a perfect 10 for me? And you can be as creative as you want with this. For some people, you might be like, oh, the celebrity blah is my vision of a perfect 10 for health. Or for Richard Branson might be your business or your career, like he's got what you want. So if you can think of a celebrity or think of someone you know in your life that is the perfect representation of the 10 for you, write that person's name down, stick a picture of that person down, and think why. What is it about that person? Like, what have they achieved or what do they do that means that that's a perfect 10 for you? The more detail you can do this, the more you understand what a perfect 10 is for you, the more fun we're going to have as we proceed through the course. Now, this is the easy stuff. This is the fun stuff. So if you're struggling with this, it's because you've had so many people in your life tell you, you can't have that, that you don't deserve that, you wouldn't be able to do that, that's not logical, that doesn't make any sense. Get rid of all those voices, get rid of all those things and just enter your space and go, if I was to create my perfect life and to have a perfect 10 in all of these areas, what would it look like? That's all you have to do. So enjoy the exercise, get on Facebook, there will be heaps of people to help you or to talk about, what their perfect 10 is for you. And the more you share and the more you open yourself up to the community and the more you open yourself up to this exercise, the more fun and the more results you're going to have. I will be checking in. You guys have a great week and I can't wait to share more with you next week. Next week, we're going to go really, really deep into a 100-year-old birthday speech and getting really, really clear on what legacy we want to live, what is our perfect day, and what do we really want to get from this life that we've got left on the planet. For some of you, it might be 10 years left. For some of you, it might be 80 years left. I'm not going to say, I just brainstormed that we're all going to at least live to 100. So what are we going to do with the years that we've got? That's what we're going to focus on next week. See you soon.